Bali. I needed space to process everything. 3 days later, Michael called, left a voicemail apologizing for his email, said he understood my position, said he still wanted a relationship on my terms, said he'd respect my boundaries. I listened to it twice, trying to decide if he was sincere or just changing tactics. I decided to give him one more chance, but with my guard up. I went to Bali anyway, spent 2 weeks on the beach, hiking through rice fields, and meditating. I needed the distance. When I got back, I had 6 more emails from my dad, each more desperate than the last. I didn't read past the subject lines. I also had a text from Michael asking if we could talk again. I agreed to a phone call, nothing more. The call started okay. He apologized again for pushing. I've been thinking a lot about what you told me, he said. I'm in therapy now too. I believed that part. He sounded different, less defensive. We talked about his kids, about my business, normal stuff. Then he mentioned that our parents were coming to visit him next weekend, asked if I would consider meeting them, just for an hour, in a public place. I felt my chest tighten. I'm not ready for that, Michael. He pushed a little but backed off when I got quiet. After we hung up, I called Melissa. We had an emergency session that night. She helped me realize I was afraid of seeing them. Not because I hated them, but because I still craved their approval. Still wanted them to love me. Still wanted to be enough. It was pathetic, but it was true. I cried for an hour in her office. The next day, Michael texted again. Said our mom was crying all night after he told her I wouldn't meet them. Said our dad was talking about driving to my city anyway. I felt panicky. Blocked Michael's number immediately. Then I called my assistant and told her I was working from home for the week. Ordered groceries for delivery. Basically hid in my apartment like a scared kid. On Wednesday, the doorman called up. Said there was a couple asking for me. Wouldn't give their names. I knew instantly. Told him I wasn't accepting visitors. 5 minutes later, my phone rang from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It was my dad. Emma, we drove 8 hours to see you, his angry voice said. You're being childish. We deserve a chance to explain. I deleted the message and turned off my phone. Thursday morning, I woke up to someone pounding on my door. I froze in bed, heart racing, checked the peephole. It was them, my parents, standing in my hallway like they had any right to be there. Emma, please. My mom's voice came through the door. We just want to talk to you. We know you're in there. My dad added. We love you. We're sorry. I didn't open the door. I sat on the floor with my back against the wall, shaking. Eventually, they left. I called building security immediately, told them not to let those people up again. The guard sounded concerned, asked if I needed police. I said no, just don't let them up. Then I called Melissa. She came over on her lunch break, brought me a sandwich and sat with me while I cried. Told me I had every right to set boundaries, that I didn't owe them a meeting, that what they were doing was harassment, not reconciliation. After she left, I got an email from Michael. He was furious. Said I'd humiliated our parents. Said they were staying in a cheap motel they couldn't afford because they were so desperate to see me. Said his wife needed surgery next month and they were hoping I could help. Said I was being cruel. I didn't respond. Friday morning, I decided I needed to leave town for a while. Booked a flight to visit my friend Rachel in Portland. She'd been one of the people who helped me when I was homeless. Let me crash on her couch for a week when I had nowhere else to go. I trusted her completely. I was throwing clothes in a suitcase when my phone rang. Unknown number again. I ignored it. 10 minutes later, my doorman called. Said there was a woman downstairs having what looked like a medical issue. Said she was asking for me by name. Claimed to be my mother. I felt sick. Told him to call an ambulance if she needed help, but I wasn't coming down. He sounded uncomfortable but agreed. I finished packing and headed downstairs an hour later. Checked the lobby carefully before entering. No sign of them. I felt relieved but also weirdly guilty. The doorman gave me a strange look as I passed. Told me the ambulance had come. That the woman had been having chest pains. That she'd been taken to Memorial Hospital. I nodded and hurried out to my waiting Uber. At the airport, I got another call from Michael. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Mom had a heart attack. He was crying. She's in surgery. This is your fault for stressing her out. I hung up on him. Called Melissa instead. She answered immediately. I told her what happened. Asked if I was a terrible person. Emma, listen to me, she said firmly. You are not responsible for your mother's health. This feels like another manipulation tactic. Get on your plane and take care of yourself. I did. Spent the weekend with Rachel. Told her everything. She remembered when my family abandoned me. Remembered how broken I'd been. She was furious on my behalf. They don't deserve a minute of your time, she said, pouring me another glass of wine. Not after what they did to you. It felt good to have someone so firmly in my corner. Sunday night, I got an email from my dad. My mom was stable, had a stent put in, would be released Tuesday. The email ended with, she's asking for you. Don't you think you've punished us enough? I showed Rachel. She rolled her eyes so hard I thought they might get stuck. Told me this was textbook guilt tripping. I knew she was right, but part of me still felt responsible.